they like.
Little trick for Lake Ozarks. Year round.
Nice fish, Jeff.
You know, there's some people sit out at the house and say, look at them crazy mofos.
Well, good morning, everybody. If there's one lesson I've learned in life that's worth sharing today, is if you want to get better at something, then roll up your sleeves and put the work in. So on this beautiful 12-degree January morning, I am meeting Jeff Hoots at Lake of the Ozarks. We're going to do a little fishing today. Jeff's one of the guides down there, Tier 1 Elite Guide Service. Very knowledgeable guy, also retired law enforcement just like I am. Excited about today's trip, and we'll see what we can get into.
Summer, they have some night tournaments out of here once a week. I think, well, actually it's like twice a week. And you can come back here sometimes on these docks here. In here, catch some of them. You gotta be careful though, there's a bunch of big laydowns out here. Ice Road Truckers?
Yeah.
This reminds me of that.
A little bit.
You know, there's some people sit out at the house and say, look at them crazy mofos.
I'm in the boat and I'm thinking the same thing. What size screen is that?
That one's a 16.
16, nice.
12, yep. That's their flagship one.
Yeah.
That's the 8616. So that's the high def screen, everything.
Okay.
And then these are the 126 Ultras.
There's several fish down there.
Oh yeah.
And you're running 13 volts to yours. I got Mark Dunbar helping me with mine. I only got 11 volts coming to my little 9-inch unit, so I'm going to have to get a new battery, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
Right on mine. That's mine. He got it right. Oh, he got it right.
Did he?
Did you see that? He yanked the crap out of that. That was a big fish, too. I wasn't paying attention.
Right up next to the boat.
Yeah, he called it all the way to the boat. That was a good one, too. That might be a crappie. There comes one right up on it. See him get, he's almost got it. Come on, get it. There he is.
That's awesome.
There you go. You see how that works?
Yeah. It makes you a lot more efficient, doesn't it?
He just smacked at it, though.
Just slashed at it. Yeah. I noticed even on my shad wrap fish yesterday, I don't know if they were trying to pin it to the bottom or what, but I had a couple of them that were just barely skin hooked.
Yeah. Sometimes I just try not to even look at it. But I like to see if something's around it, you know, that way I can work the bait a little different.
Right. I'm just amazed that even in the wintertime, as cold as it is, that they be in the back of a little pocket like this. All the old school books told you, no, they're out.
Well, that's where all the, to be honest with you, that's where all the big ones. Look where how far back yours was. I mean, that was pretty far back.
Yeah.
That's where most of these guys are catching these big ones. The water temperature down here is, you know, down where we were at, it was 42 to 44.
Right.
You know, so it's a little cooler up here, but
they're going to winter here. Then apparently, they're not migrating out to the middle of the damn lake.
No, they're here. This is a year-round spot right here.
It's little things like that are just so fascinating to me, because you read the old school books and they tell you how the fish migrate, seasonal patterns and stuff, but
I believe it, and like there's partial truth to it, you know, in my opinion there is, but that's where it separates, I think, the men from the average fisherman, because if you can figure out that, hey, they're not always following those you know, seasonal patterns, and you get in the back of these creeks and you get on a pattern where most guys wouldn't even think of it, you know?
Exactly.
So you can't be afraid to check stuff, especially in practice like that. At least that's how I feel. So, see that reptile? There's 2 of them. So see my A-rig just hit the water? See it sink in there?
Yep.
75. So I'll let it sink down right on top of it. Start cranking it out. See what happens. Where'd it go? Lost it. There it is. If I don't see anything foul it, I just go ahead and bring it in.
Just bring it in. No sense in messing with it. Gotcha.
Well, the main reptile right there. That's the one we catch. There's a fish sitting on it right there. Crappie on it.
I'll say there's crappie behind it. It looks like, isn't there?
Yep. That one, looks like there's one bass right in there.
Not following it, is he?
You got one?
No, just getting ice off the guides.
Get a 5-pound, a 6-pound spot today. Biggest spot of bass I ever caught down here was 5 pounds. That's
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so about the size you got.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've caught some 3.5s and a 4.
I've caught several in the 3-pound range, but nothing that.
That was just huge. I mean, you don't get some spot
No.
5 pounds. I mean,
No.
that's like catching a, 7-pound bat, largemouth.
Well, that's kind of what my thought was. That just doesn't happen very often.
No. See that cable right there?
Uh-huh.
The line runs all right through here, and the fish will suspend on it.
On the cable itself.
Yep. Oh yeah.
See, now that's fascinating to me. Why on earth would they suspend on a damn cable? What's there that they like?
Little trick for Lake at Ozarks. Year round, they suspend on cables, and especially in the summer, you can catch great big ones, like throwing like a 6XD or something off cables that come off some of these bigger, deeper docks when they get out in that 20-foot zone.
Yeah.
You'll see them big ones sit right on them cables.
What is it about the cable that attracts them?
It's just one of, just like when they go to spawn behind docks. You know how they spawn right underneath a cable? It's just the feeling of cover. So if you see a lot of beds in the springtime, they're right underneath a cable.
Right.
Same concept. They sit on the cables out here. You really gotta, because I crank down to it, and you gotta be careful because you don't want you lose a lot of lures because you'll snag in it. So as soon as I feel that line starting to ride up the cable,
Yeah.
I'll let it kind of slow my crank down to let the lure rise, and as soon as I feel it clear, they just nail it.
I'll be darned.
We're at full pull basically. We're at 659, 660 is full pull. Normally the lake is 654, 655, so we're 5 feet high than where we normally are.
It seems like it's up, yeah.
Yeah, so come February when they draw it down, because when spring, when they start getting ready for the spring rains and all that, they'll draw it down to like 654. That sucks all them fish together, and then you could literally pull up on one bank and catch 5 or 6 keepers, and they'll all be 3
all in one spot.
All in one spot. There's so much water in the lake still; they're still out roaming around. That's why they're shallow and deep. And there he is. Right up, that's a big one. That's a good one. He's a big fish. Watch them come right out of that brush pile.
Oh, yeah.
4 or 5 pounder.
Beauty.
It's not as big as I thought.
Nice solid 3.
Coming your way.
Yeah. Nice fish, Jeff.
He ate that, didn't he?
He did.
In
And they're just so pretty this time of year.
Oh, they are. That clear water.
Yes. The dark spots on them. And
Yeah.
Good fish.
The brush pile.
Mm-hmm.
Come right up and just smoked it.
Yeah.
Solid 3-pounder. Well,
There you go.
let's move on.
Very good.
What we'll try real quick, Reese. Let's start on this little bucket bait and throw our jerk baits. And then when
Okay.
we get up to these dock corners, I'm gonna throw the A-rig.
Okay.
Just try something different.
That's what practice is for. This looks like a good winter bank, nice and steep, and about 3/4 back, a little ways back in, but not all the way back.
Yeah, so right where that blue ladder is, out in front there's a big concrete where the cables hook up to.
Uh-huh.
And there's one that's got a huge log laying in between two concrete, and it's usually got a fish on it. But it's a deeper, they'll come up and grab the jerk bait, but I like to throw an A-rig on that spot.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there. Little ball.
Have you found that, in the fall, the fish, they'll suspend around these docks quite a bit under the dock foam and that sort of stuff?
In the fall, I haven't been able to catch them like that during the winter, but 100% in the fall, they'll get right in the, especially
Right.
spotted bass.
Yep.
But I was telling somebody who we were talking to the other day, like this summer, I would go out and turn and try to fill my limit with some spotted bass on them deeper stock ends like that.
Mm-hmm.
The largemouth were out there. It was weird. I was catching some decent largemouth.
Well, Mark and I were having that conversation because that's, I caught, catching spots on the regular here late fall, early winter, and it's always been one of my favorite fall patterns is shallower river docks in some dirtier water. It seemed like I could get keepers in. But it has died lately, and Mark kept telling me, he's like, Randy, they don't stay there all winter. They relate
Definitely not
we're
in
locking
winter.
something else.
Yep, 100%. I agree with that. Like I said, wintertime, not so much. Fall time, yeah.
Yeah.
And summer.
Because
That's one of my favorite things to do with clients that can't cast or flip around docks, like pitch docks,
Right.
I'll put like a little Kitech on a 2.5 or 3 inch Kitech on a spinning rod.
Yeah.
And we'll go out and just throw around wave breaks and catch fish.
and you're guaranteed to get bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It might be a 6-incher, it could be a 6-pounder, you just don't know.
Exactly. But that pattern, for the last 2 weeks at least, nothing. I mean, not a little one, not nothing. I cannot buy a fish on that right now.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So they must have moved out.
Yeah, that was a good one. That I would say that was a better than average bass.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm going to change colors here in a minute. They don't seem to be digging this IU very much.
But see, he goes around that brush too, so that something we need to probably key on today. Seems like they're relating the structure. Here he comes. Look at him coming up to it. Here they come. Get it.
That's awesome. That's one of them 14-inchers, isn't it?
A couple of them came up with him though.
Yeah. That's cool when you can see them come and get it.
14-incher, but not bad fishing so far for the first hour.
On slick comb bluebird day, that's even better.
See the turret there?
Yeah.
So I'm using my forward imaging with that, see? And then my trolling motor has got the perspective mode on it, so see I can turn it that way. And there's what we see that right there? That's that right there. See?
Okay.
So you can see how that's like a piece of dock laying there. Like a
Oh,
round.
wow.
See that?
Yeah.
And then that's that. Same thing.
Okay.
Just a different image of it. So kind of a lot of times it's all in the settings too. You tweak your settings at all?
I do. I play with them a little bit. Right now I'm having a voltage issue. So
Yeah, well, yeah, you definitely need to be at 12 volts.
yeah.
No doubt.
So Mark gave me a recommendation on a separate battery for it, because right now it's running off my starting battery.
Yeah.
And for 4 years it didn't have an issue. It worked fine, but for whatever reason it's not pulling the voltage I need out of it right now. Even though that battery is a June from 24. It's not an old battery.
What size cable wire do you have running through, do you know?
I don't. He asked me the same question. I couldn't tell you. I had the guys at Eberlin's in Herman install it, and I don't know if they use, 6 gauge or what. I'm not sure what the right size is.
But you could get away all the way up to 10, 6, 8, or 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you got 6, you should be fine. We'll practice it on that.
So you can kind of take it over top of it and let it drop down behind
That's
it. You can
exactly
guide
what I
it. You can guide it right where you need it to go.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And usually, if you don't see them fouling up by that point, I just wind it in.
Yeah. Don't waste your
Usually
time.
when you drop it on that backside, they're after it. If you don't see that, then I just don't waste any more time with it. Or as far as winding, I just get it in.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on. I'm slowly coming up to it. Get it? You got it.
Got it.
Big KY keeper.
Beauty.
Nice KY.
Nice thick. Yeah.
He just came right up and ate it.
Yeah. He came right. You saw him come right to it.
Yep. That's what I like to see when they're biting like that. You kind of know that you're doing the right thing then.
Yeah.
So there's our second keeper. It's about let's say a 14-inch Kentucky. Nice fat belly on him. But we take him.
You do much jig fishing this time of year?
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
one on, but like today could be a decent jig day with the sun and then being on the bottom. But it's just you can cover so much more water.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Exactly. No, that's where I'm at too. I love fishing one, but you just can't cover water when you do it. So I'm taking inventory of all your gear here. So these are for your power poles in the back, up and down for the power poles.
Yep.
And that's for your turret,
Correct.
the live foot on the front for your LVS 34 transducer.
Correct. And then I have another 34 transducer mounted on my trolling motor, and then that's why I moved.
And that's for your perspective
Correct.
mode.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I just run mapping and regular 2D on that one.
Gotcha.
So just kind of, whoops, oh, Jeff. Just kind of gives you the overall picture of everything,
Absolutely. More information to make your decisions with, I guess. I like that little red tiger looking thing down there. That's kind of a cool color.
Purple one there?
That red one. Or is that purple?
One, it's,
yeah.
So I'll tell you, so that you can't even buy from Megabass. It's a Megabass.
Yeah.
You got to get it from a collector.
Okay.
$100 a piece.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's called,
it's a cool looking color.
purple zebra.
Purple
You
zebra.
might be able to find one that's used for like $70-$75, but if you want like the brand new in the box, they're going to be $90 to $100. But you can't get them from Megabass. You got to get them from collectors. They
Really?
don't make them anymore. Yep.
That's awesome.
It's called Purple Zebra, and you can look them on eBay, and you'll find a guy that'll have one or two or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're selling them. I already lost one this year, made me sick.
Oh no.
Yeah. On a fish too, broke off.
Oh, so you can't even send a diver down and go look for it.
Nope, it was gone. Yeah, it stung a little bit.
I bet. It's kind of like me. I lost about $90 worth of A-rigs on Saturday. I was so mad. I edited out a lot of the cussing, I assure you.
That's my problem. I got to be careful. I cuss a lot.
Yeah, well, we were cops.
Right.
28 years in law enforcement, it's hard to have it to break.
Yep.
I got most of them out, but I had maybe one or two that slipped through.
Yeah, people get it. Shit, everybody does.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this looks like an ideal kind of a steeper, bluffy bank.
See, we've been hitting this kind of stuff so far today, and they're not on the steeper stuff.
Well, that's what Mark and I discovered the other day when we were out. We couldn't get bit off a damn bluff for nothing. See, that's been our luck on what looks like a typical winter bank, steeper, bluffy, and nothing. And you think because the water level's up a little bit?
I really believe that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they need to come out here right now because there's still enough water back a little, you know, in these backs they can stay there until it gets, they drop the lake 4 or 5 foot, then I could see them. But I mean, if they were, they're just not here. I mean, I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah. And that was our experience the last 2 or 3 times out as well. We could not get bit on these things.
Now let's see, like when we get down, we're starting to get the contour lines and start pulling out, so it's a little flatter up here. So let's just see, like when we get closer to the back where it flattens a little, see if we start seeing them come up then. Then it'd be kind of like, all right, it makes sense. They're just shallow. Well, I say shallow, but you know, 10 to 12 foot.
Relatively shallow, yeah.
For this time of year.
And it seems to me a little unusual for the lake to be this high up this time of year.
It should be about 6, right now, it should be like 657, you know, 656. But it'll drop hard, you know, come February or soon.
Getting ready for the spring rains.
Yeah, and then they let people work on their docks. So they, you know,
oh, yeah.
So it'll be like 654. So we're about, like I said, 5 feet higher than what it.
Yeah.
Well, there's a breath power right there, and I'm right over it. Well, there should be one on there. And you've seen how quick they've been coming up. So,
right.
Like, if they're not coming up by now, this ain't there. You know, you could be a billionaire if you could come up with a heated rod.
Yeah. I bet you somebody's thought about it. There's some engineer out there that's thought about.
Yeah, like putting little coils.
Little wire.
Put a battery in.
Exactly. Put a battery in the butt there for a little extra weight.
Yep.
There you go. There's your $1 million invention right there. Yep. Rod builders out there, there's your $1 million idea.
Right. You know, somebody will do that, and here we talked about it, but somebody will do it, and then they'll be millionaires.
We got to copyright it. Yep. Got to figure it out and copyright it.
You got it.
Got it?
I don't know. It might be a small keeper. Hey, it's a keep.
That's a keep. That's a good one. Yeah, 15, thick.
Keeper. But see how he just committed to it, right to it, and boom.
Didn't hesitate, did he? I say 15. That's one of them 14 inches that'll fool you.
Let's see the full measuring. I'm gonna say he's 15. Yeah, I'll bet. Right now,
I'm going to tell you, I bet he's 14 3/4.
Let's say 15 1/4.
15 1/4? Hang on. Nope, I don't think so.
You're going to say 14?
I'm going to say 14 7/8.
I'll see.
All right.
I'll say he goes. He might be a line toucher, but I think he's going to make. He's fat. Mouth closed. Oh, you're right. Holy cow, he's only 14 1/2. Folks,
I spent 28 years measuring fish, Jeff.
Randy, who was the chief of the conservation agents, right?
Yeah.
He would have busted me if I would have put that one in a live well. That fish is a 2-pound, 14 1/2 inch bass.
Yeah, I've been fooled by a lot of those here myself.
Oops.
Yeah, I've been fooled by a lot of those just like that. They look really good.
Boy, I would have bet money. I would have checked him, but in a tournament. But I would have bet. Just what I did.
You'd have thrown him in.
I would have counted him today. You know.
Oh yeah.
But look, see, remember how I just said it's starting to get flatter back here? Boom, we get bit.
Yep.
So there's something to that today. They're definitely a little shallow or flat.
Well, that's good. Good to know. So my dad knows a guy up in the Quad Cities, Dan Bliss. They make Bliss Custom Rods is what his name is.
Okay.
He doesn't do big sales. They're custom made to what you want. So for my retirement, Dad got me this 27 years dedicated service, NBC field chief. I used to be now chief. Anyway, Iowa State, Mizzou. Went to school both those places.
That is badass.
Custom rod, and it's just specially built for what you want.
That is cool.
Yeah. So
I really like that.
That is
cool.
That is kind of unique there. It's my retirement present from Dad, and so.
Did he pick are those colors specific that you like?
Iowa State.
Oh, gotcha. You're right.
So maroon and gold, Cyclone colors. And so that was kind of my retirement present.
That is really cool.
And this
I wouldn't even think of that's a good idea, too.
So it's a kind of a unique, you got my name on it. MDC Chief Randy Doman.
Yeah.
And so it's a 7.6. It's long.
It is long.
But for these little shad wraps,
yeah,
it worked pretty good.
But you're throwing that on braid?
I got braid to a mono leader. So last year I fished it on a fluorocarbon leader, and it works good. But I found this was a Gerald Swindle tip. The mono leader keeps it from getting hung less. The stretch in there somehow lets it kind of ricochet off the rocks, where you can snap it, where it'll float off the rocks a little better.
With the mono. With
the mono. And so I didn't get hung up near as much Saturday as I did last year fishing 8-pound fluorocarbon as a leader. I've got 10-pound Suffix mono on here now, and it worked pretty good. So I may stick with it for a while. Michael Hamilton and I are heading down the Gasconade on Friday this week. So he is a good dude. He's getting some work done on his boat, so he's without a boat right now and getting a little cabin fever watching all these fishing videos. So we're going to see if we can find some Gasconade River smallmouth on Friday. I'm getting excited about that.